What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we will talk about Piero Hincapie, the brilliant 21-year-old Ecuadorian centre-back who Liverpool wanted to sign actually before we actually focused on our midfield rebuild last summer. And Hincapie's agent came out and said that Liverpool are one of the clubs in talks with his client to sign him in the January transfer window. So we will have the full story in this video, and of course we will take a look at what Hincapie could bring to Liverpool, what he could offer and how he would gel with the other South American players. Of course Liverpool have still a lot of South American players: Alisson, Brazilian, Darwin Núñez from Uruguay, Luis Diaz from Colombia, and Hincapie could really gel pretty well with those players. Liverpool, I think, are still interested in buying a left-footed centre-back because frankly our defense hasn't been good enough. We concede the first goal too many times, and Matip is leaving at the end of the season, so Liverpool probably want to do what we did when Mane left. We signed a left winger 6 months earlier, and then we sold Mane. I think it was Luis Diaz at the time, and many people thought maybe we have too many forwards. We signed Cody Gakpo, and 6 months later Firmino left the club, so this could be following another pattern at Liverpool. Chelsea's Levi Colwill was also heavily linked with Liverpool, but because he's playing regularly at Chelsea, he ultimately made the decision to stay at Chelsea in the summer. And speaking to an Ecuadorian news outlet, Manuel Sierra, the agent of Hincapie, said that Liverpool were interested in my client Hincapie, but at that time in the summer Liverpool chose to invest in their midfield. But for the January transfer window, Liverpool are talking with Hincapie like other clubs, but the transfer fee will not be less than 50 million. He didn't say pounds or euros, but he's probably referring to $50 million or euros. And Liverpool need to be on the front foot in this rebuild process. We can't stop, even though we brilliantly rebuilt our midfield. We are still missing a defensive midfielder. Hopefully we can sign Andre in the January transfer window. I made a video yesterday on him about Liverpool still interested in signing him. But Liverpool need to absolutely sign a centre-back as well. And besides playing for the Ecuador national team, Hincapie plays for the brilliant Bayer Leverkusen, who are absolutely flying in the Bundesliga and in the Europa League this season. Bayer Leverkusen are top of the Bundesliga, but Hincapie is not a regular starter in the Bayer Leverkusen team because he's still inexperienced. He has of course Jonathan Tah and Tapsoba next to him, but he can play left back as well as centre back. And considering Robertson is out injured, Tsimikas didn't really put in brilliant performances in Robertson's absence, we probably need another option in that department. And if I checked the last few games of Bayer Leverkusen, and Hincapie actually is starting and playing every game in the Europa League. Leverkusen recently won 1-0 against Karabakh. Before that, Hincapie played against Sandhausen in the German Cup, where Bayer Leverkusen won 5-2. He played in the Karabakh 5-1 victory at home, and before that he started both games for Ecuador against Colombia, where Ecuador actually kept a clean sheet, and against Bolivia, where Ecuador won. And he played as a substitute in the Bundesliga, but in the Europa League he is pretty much starting every game. And yes, last season he was a regular starter for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga and in the Europa League, but because Leverkusen have so many great defensive options, Hincapie at the moment is a substitute in the Bundesliga and the starting player in the Europa League. And of course we have also Alexis McAllister from Argentina, so we have 4 South American players, and Hincapie would be able to gel and have really good chemistry with these players. He would be able to communicate with them, bond with them, and hopefully create an even stronger chemistry, which would increase the chemistry between our defense, midfield and attack, knowing we have of course a band of South American brothers all over the field. Also, Virgil van Dijk is one of the best leaders in the game right now, captaining for both Liverpool and the Netherlands. He has a lot of knowledge and understanding of the game of football, so he could teach Hincapie a lot of things, and he could be able to guide him and nurture him and develop him, and he can influence Hincapie to become an even smarter, even more talented defender. And Hincapie is 184 centimeters tall, that's 6 foot 0 inches tall, so he's not like the tallest player, but he's tall enough for a centre back. And he began playing football at the age of 7 for local clubs Escuela, MLS and Barcelona. There is a club named Barcelona in Ecuador, and check out their badge. It's very similar to Barcelona's actual badge. Probably Barcelona fans founded that club when they moved to Ecuador. Last season he played 43 games for Leverkusen, and the season before that 33 games. So he's very rarely injured, he's very reliable, and as I said, only 21 years old. And listen to this, he already played 29 games for the Ecuador national team at just the age of 21. That absolutely blows my mind. Of course, Ecuador qualified for the World Cup, so he played in the World Cup as well, but that is still an amazing achievement to have 29 games as a 21-year-old for a national team as good as Ecuador is really, really impressive. And if Hincapie played instead of, Tsimikas, we would concede a loss-led chances and probably a lot less goals, because he's a much better defender than Tsimikas, in my opinion, and he also doesn't like bump forward willy-nilly all the time. His versatility would be perfect for Liverpool. He can play centre-back, he can play left-back, and he can play a left-sided centre-back in a free at-the-back formation as well. With time and experience, Jurgen Klopp could forge Hincapie to be able to play in a back four, which can unlock many options. He left South America, he played for Talleres in the Argentinian league, which is a pretty big club there. Just 2 years ago he left South America, he left Argentina, and then 2 years later he could be on his way to one of the big clubs. But Bayer Leverkusen is very attractive proposition at the moment. So only a much bigger club than Leverkusen would tempt Hincapie to leave, because Leverkusen at the moment are on course to be in a very serious Bundesliga title race. They are on course to qualify for the Champions League next season, and they are one of the most exciting teams to watch under Xabi Alonso. I've watched their games pretty regularly, at least the highlights, because I like to follow former Liverpool players who now are managers, and that's why I'm saying Leverkusen is one of the most attractive, one of the best teams in Europe right now on form, and also they are absolutely a joy to watch with so many attacking different playing styles emerging at Leverkusen. Their fullbacks Frimpong and Grimaldo are absolutely brilliant. Grimaldo scored already so many goals from free kicks and from counter-attacks, and Frimpong plays like a right wing back, but sometimes he plays like a right winger. He's lightning quick, and they have also brilliant midfield. And of course Boniface, the new striker signed from Union Saint-Gilloise, is banging in the goals up front. Florian Wirtz, one of the most talented German attacking midfielder, is pulling the strings in midfield, banging in goals and assists. And of course they have a great defense as well. Piero Hincapie's transfer value right now is around £35 million. So if Liverpool could negotiate between a 40-45 million pound transfer fee, I think that would be fair value for a very talented 21-year-old centre-back who can play left-back, left-sided centre-back, very versatile. And remember, because he's so young, he's just 21 years old, his resale value is crazy. So if it doesn't work out, Liverpool can still sell him for pretty much the same amount in 1, 2 or 3 years. But if he works out and if he becomes as good as Konate, then Liverpool have another brilliant centre-back on their hands for the next potentially 10 years. And that is absolutely brilliant. For a price of just 45 to 50 million, I think that would be a no-brainer for Liverpool to make this move. And Ben Jacobs is also reporting that Hincapie, if a bid is tabled for Bayer Leverkusen of around 40-45 million pounds, then he would actually push Leverkusen to accept the offer, and because he would love to play for the Premier League. Apparently other Premier League clubs are scouting Hincapie as well, and he would be very interested, and he would love to play in the Premier League according to Ben Jacobs. And I mean, who wouldn't love to play in the Premier League for one of the biggest clubs in the world like Liverpool? That is a no-brainer really, even though Leverkusen are flying high. If Chelsea gets something against Man City, then Liverpool could go top of the Premier League, because Tottenham lost yesterday, or was it no, it was yesterday. Tottenham lost even though they were leading from the 3rd minute until the 90th minute. Tottenham lost in the end in the 97th minute. Wolves brilliantly beat now Tottenham and Manchester City at home, so Wolves are having a great season. And because Newcastle lost as well, this is now a very significant game week for Liverpool, because if we could take advantage and win against Brentford, then we could go to 27 points. We could go level with Man City if Man City lose to Chelsea. At the moment Arsenal are on 27 points, Man City are on 27, Tottenham are on 26. Liverpool have to take advantage of these teams losing, so we absolutely have to beat Brentford, but I expect a very tough game. And John Aldridge, a former Liverpool striker, Liverpool legend, said that the Luton game, Liverpool's performance was as bad as it gets. The midfield was pretty much non-existent for most of the game, and I mean, the Toulouse game was even worse in my opinion performance-wise, but I can excuse that with us playing our second team. Against Luton we played our best team, our first team, and we were pretty bad. We still created around 5 or 6 very good chances, so if we take just 2 of them, we win the game. But John Aldridge was concerned. He said, it's this thing again, that when Liverpool go away to some smaller teams, we are shocking. You've simply got to win them, got to get that first goal. To get that first goal, it means playing well, approaching the game in the right manner. Having said that, if we take our chances and get the first goal, then we win against Luton comfortably. People talk about Darwin Núñez. What I will say is I don't mind it. If he can get in there 4 or 5 times a match, he's not going to miss that many. With young strikers, sometimes it happens that he misses all of his chances in one game, but in the next game he could score 2 or 3 easily. Some missed chances were bad. He snatched at others, Darwin Núñez, but at least he's in there. It's frustrating. Take it from me. You ask Robbie Fowler or Ian Rush, the same. We have all been in that situation when we have had off games. As long as Darwin Núñez keeps on getting in there and getting the chances, he will score a bag full of goals, and that's what we want. He's still a developing striker. So this season I still hope that Liverpool can put a winning run together. That's the only way we can beat Manchester City. But in the first half of the season I expected inconsistent results, inconsistent performances. We actually started the season much better than I expected. But now with Liverpool having to play every 3 days a game, we probably hit a wall right now. That's why it's so important to go into the international break with a victory against Brentford. So yeah, let me know guys, what do you think? Come on Liverpool, let's beat Brentford and let's get a victory. I'm really looking forward to the game, and of course after the game check back on my channel to see my post-match reaction and analysis video. Thanks for watching guys, hope you have a lovely Sunday. See you later, goodbye.